3 things I'm telling you in this video are true. All the rest, I don't know. Number 1, what's true is that I'm not going to be working in June because I have vacation and then I'm having surgery and thus recuperating time. Number 2 is that I'm participating in the Olympics readathon from Shelf Space and I'm so excited. Number 3 is that I plan on reading some of these books, but which ones? I don't know. How does a mood reader plan for a readathon? You can't. Hello lovely book dragons and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Joana and I love talking about books, specifically fantasy books. Today we're doing my overly ambitious June TBR. I mean, I always say this, that my TBRs are super unrealistic and overly ambitious, but this time it's really true. Like, there's so many books on this TBR, but like I said in the very intro of this video, I'm gonna be off the whole month of June, which is super exciting because the first 2 weeks of June I am on vacation. We're not going anywhere, so we should just be staying around here because we're not vaccinated yet. And so I will have 2 weeks of reading. And then the third week of June, I work 1 day or 2, depending, because I'm getting surgery on the 16th of June. I am, as of today, a still Inquisitor because I broke my leg in 2019. So I have a metal plate in my leg and that's gonna get removed on the 16th of June. And then it'll take around 10 days for the wound to stick back together. And so I'm off and I can read. I don't know how mobile I'll be in the last 2 weeks of June, so I'm probably gonna do a lot of pre-filming for you guys, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how the post-surgery goes, but I should be off the whole month of June, which means I could probably technically try to read all these books, but I don't know. Also, the most exciting thing is I'm participating in the Shelf Space Olympics readathon. I'm so excited. Today is the last day to sign up, so if you want to sign up, I will leave the Shelf Space Discord down below. Sign up. Today's the last day, 24th of May, and basically it is a readathon where you have multiple ways of gaining points, which is really cool, by filming a review, by reading a certain amount of pages, so that's really cool. There is a little bingo board type of thing which I will definitely try to fulfill, which is why I have so many books here, but there are some books that I just also may feel like reading, so I may swap out the prompts, like the books for the prompts, but as of today, these are my plans for the readathon. It could be, of course, that I throw everything out the window and that I read whatever the heck I want and then fit it to the prompts, because that's what a mood reader actually does. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to tell you a few books that I may want to get to in the month of June. I don't know, because, you know, there's new books, there's everything. I don't know, guys, but if I change the prompts, I'll change the prompts and I'll tell you in my wrap-up. But here is what I'm planning to read as of today. We'll see how it goes. Also, if you're new here, I don't like to know anything about my books before going in, so I leave every single book I talk about in the description of this video, so you can click on it, go to the Goodreads page, check out the synopsis, and you can know what it is. But without further ado, let's talk about it. Prompt number 1, Zeus. Read a book that features a kingdom or a patriarchy. For this I could read pretty much anything, to be honest, but I'm tentatively putting in The Look of a King. This is a self-pub book that I got for review and I would like to get to it. It seems pretty short and it has king in the title, so I'm pretty sure it features a kingdom and or a patriarchy. Therefore, we have a win. Poseidon. Read a book with water, i.e. oceans, lakes, rivers. For this one, I have multiple options, of course. I could read Piranesi because I saw that it's an option, but as of now, I'm gonna put in a romance because it's gonna be June, it should be nice weather, and it will just get me out of the fantasy, and that's gonna be Beach Read by Emily Henry. I got the book from my library, which is awesome, and I don't know much about this. What I think it is it's 2 authors who write in different genres and then they swap genres. I don't know if that's correct, but I'm excited about it. It has water in it. We're good. Hades. Read a book with the undead or a ghost theme. For this one, I'm gonna put in Black Coats, the first book, which is also a self-pubbed book that I got for review, which I would like to read and then review for you guys. And I think there is an undead theme if I remember from the synopsis, so gonna go with that one. Hestia. Read a book with the found family trope. Again, I could read a lot of books for this, but I'm gonna pick up Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. I've been saying that I wanted to read this one for a very long time. I want to do this for the Allen challenge. I want to read it for that and then do a review for it, and I'm really excited about this. It's pretty short for a fantasy book and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Actually, I saw Luke over at Luke Edwards review it, and some stuff he said kind of worries me now about it, but I still want to read it and find out for myself. Hephaestus. Read a book with fire on the cover or in the title. For this one, I'm going to continue my reread of the Throne of Glass series by reading Empire of Storms by Sarah J Maas. Of course, there is fire on the cover right there. it counts. Dionysus, read a book with a red or white cover. For this prompt, I am tentatively putting in Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. I definitely really want to read this. This sounds so cool. It's like an Anastasia retelling but with dragons, if I'm not mistaken. And I actually just won the giveaway for the second book, so I definitely want to get to this. Very red. Also could go for the previous prompt with fire. So I think this one is definitely going to get read in the month of June, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Jessi has been talking about it so much over at the Bookish Mom, and I can't wait to read this. Hermes, read a book involving travel, vacation, or a quest. Again, some of the books I talked about could count for this, but I'm going to use The Bitter Twins by Jen Williams for this prompt. I was supposed to be reading this one in the month of May, but I didn't get to it, so I want to get to it now in the month of June, and then maybe finish out the series if I want to. I could put The Poison Song on this TBR, maybe, but I don't know, so we're gonna wait and see. But I definitely want to get to this one because I don't want to let too much time go past between I read book 1 and this one. So in the month of June, I'm going to definitely be reading The Bitter Twins, which, by the way, if you didn't know, this is the sequel to The Ninth Reign, which I really enjoyed. Artemis, read a book with moon or night in the title or on the cover. I have another option just in case I end up switching prompts around, but for now I'm going with The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is for a separate reading vlog that I'm doing, which I'm super excited for. There's actually 3 books in this video that are for a separate reading vlog, which you will see at the end of the month, but definitely planning on reading this. I'm a bit nervous because I've heard really good and really bad things about this book. So, I don't know. I know I've owned it. I know it's a sci-fi space thing, but it's more a quiet, it's not about the action, it's about the characters, which should work for me because I'm a character-driven reader. So, look at this. This is such a beautiful cover. It's definitely night, so cutting this one. Apollo, read a book in a non-traditional format, i.e. verse, mixed media, graphic novel, novella, etc. For this one, I'm going to be reading 11th Metal by Brandon Sanderson, which is the Cosmere Unbounded book of the month of June, which is a novella set in the Mistborn world, which is the only book that's planned for this month, but I may want to skip ahead and start Alloy of Law because I just finished The Hero of Ages and I need to continue in the Mistborn world, but maybe I'll just stick to the schedule. We'll see. That could be definitely an impromptu mood read I do in the month of June. But for this prompt, I'm going to be reading 11th Metal. Aries, read a military-centered fantasy or sci-fi book. For this one, I'm going to be reading Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is also the Shelf Space Book Club pick for the month of June. And so I just thought it would be perfect to read the Shelf Space Book Club pick for the Shelf Space Readathon. And it is a book that I've owned for a while now on my Kindle. I bought it a few years ago, I think, on a very good sale. And it's a dimensional, multiverse book, I think it is that. Which I just read a book like that I didn't like, that I DNF'd, so I hope that Dark Matter works for me. I think it should, because I've heard so many rave reviews about this book, but I'm gonna be reading it for myself and finding out. Aphrodite, read a book with a beautiful cover. I mean, a lot of books could fit this prompt. I can definitely insert any book later on at the end of the month when I see how I advance with my reading. But as of now, I'm going to be putting in The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. This is also for that separate reading vlog. And I just, guys, like this cover is just stunning. I just really love it. And the colors and everything. And it has like little stars. The back. I just love this cover so much. And I read the first book by Alex E. Harrow, 10,000 Dollars of January last year, and I really enjoyed it. Just wasn't very happy about the ending. But I have a lot of hope in this book because it is a witches, but with the suffragette movement, so I'm really excited to get to this one. Sounds awesome. Hera, read a book that features a queendom or a matriarchy. For this one, I'm going to be reading The Queen of Atolia by Megan Welland Turner. Guys, this is a long time coming. I read the first book, The Thief, this in the Queen's Thief series, which is the name of the series. I read that one twice, and every time I wanted to continue on, but I haven't. And now I'm finally picking up. I thought of rereading the first book, then I talked to my friend Sophia, and she said you don't need to, they're separate enough that you can just go into this one, which I absolutely believe because my best friend from college, she actually just read this one, never knew there was another book before this, and she loved it, which is actually why I bought these books, because they are her favorite books, and I wanted to read them. And this is also for that other separate reading vlog, and yeah, I'm just so excited to get to this and finally finish another series on my shelves. Because this is insane. I've owned this for years now and I want to get to it. And now on to the most difficult prompt, Demeter, read a book with food on the cover. So I struggled and I picked another audiobook, romance audiobook that is on script, and that is A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. This is the book. I don't know anything about it. I just heard that it's very cute. It has food on the cover. it fulfills the prompt. We're good to go. Athena, read a book with political intrigue. For this one, I'm going to be reading the first installment in the Long Price Quartet, A Shadow in Summer. This is also a buddy read that we're doing over on the Shelf Space Discord. I'm really excited to be buddy reading this with the people that are reading it at the moment, that are going to be reading it in June. We're going to be reading it together, and this is actually very okay because I think the first book, yeah, there we go. It's 238 pages of this book. I mean, the font isn't very big, it's very tiny, but it should be okay. So I'm going to be reading that for this prompt. I'm also reading this for the Allen Challenge, so there will also be a review for A Shadow in Summer on the channel at some point. EOS, read a book that is the first in a series or duology. Again, I have a ton of options. I will fill this in as I go, but as of now, tentatively, I'm going to put in Winds of Strife by U.G. Gutman. I meant to read this last month. I didn't get to it, so I'm hoping to read this in June. I think Joana is also reading it, so I asked her if she wanted to read it. We'll see what she says, but I definitely want to read this. It sounds so good. I heard it's like a little bit dark and has a really cool magic system. I definitely want to read it. I have it on my Kindle, so for when I'm at the hospital, depending on how long I have to stay there, I may read this. Is that a good idea though? Guess we'll see. And finally, onto the final prompt, that is Nyx, read a book that is the last in a series or duology. For this one, I'm finally picking up Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I'm reading this with one of my friends over on French Bookstagram, which we read the first book together. This book could cover so many prompts. The Red, the Night, the last book in a duology. I mean, there's so many things this could cover. But yeah, so that's why also I'm reading it, because one, I want to finish the series. I only have one book to go, so it's just about time that I complete another series. And this can be a book that can fit so many different prompts that I can just adapt to at the end of the month. This is a sequel to Stranger Dreamer. It is the end of the duology, and I'm super excited to get to it finally. So those are the books for those are the books I want to read for the Shelf Space Readathon. There's 2 more books I want to put on this TBR that I really want to get to in the next month, and actually kind of have to get to. And I can use some of these, I'm sure, to go in the prompts in case I don't read any of the other books. But yeah, I just have so many books I want to read, guys. I have so many books I want to read. The first book is my reread of The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. I am rereading this one because I'm doing a series of live shows over on Vicious channel where we talk about this whole series. We're going to be talking about City of Brass very soon here on her channel. I was actually going to reread this before the live show of City of Brass, but then I thought it's better for me to just read them as we do the live shows, because I don't want to get things confused and then say something from a book that is actually not in the one that we're discussing. So I'm going to be rereading this, which I love this cover so much. I love this series. I'm currently, as I'm filming this, rereading City of Brass, and I'm just loving it. So I definitely want to continue with this. This could count for the beautiful cover. This could count for so many other prompts. So if I don't get to other books, I will fit this in, because this one is definitely a priority for next month. Another book that I definitely want to get to, and I have a hold at the library for the audiobook, and I own the physical book, and I just want to get to it, is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. This has been on many a TBR. As you can tell, I probably won't be succeeding my spring TBR, but this is on it. I want to get to it. This has been on my February TBR. It's been on so many TBR. It's short. I want to get to it. I will have the audiobook to go along, which will probably be very nice. This is also a beautiful cover, could fit for that prompt, so yes. So those are the books that I'm planning on reading. Of course, like I said, I'm a mood reader. I just bought a few books recently, which you will see in my book haul, and all of those are calling to me at the moment, like so badly. So it could be that I just read those instead. It could be that I pick up the Alloy of Law because I'm just in the mood for more Mistborn. I don't really know what's going to happen in the month of June. It's all up there in the air. It could be that I read a ton because I have so much time. It could be that I do other things because I don't know how it's gonna go. Just if you can keep me in your prayers in whatever it is that you do for my surgery, that will be very nice, because I'm a little bit worried. I mean, I have anxiety, so it's normal. It should be like a super simple procedure. He said it wouldn't take longer than 20 minutes, but I'm always nervous. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen in the month of June. These are the plans I have. I am so excited to find out what team I'm on for the Shelf Space Readathon, because don't believe what Alan says. We, the team of Callister, we ended up second last year, and he said that all of a sudden we were coming up with pages that we didn't read. No, sir, we did read all those pages because we were the best team. Actually, we ended up second, but we were still the best team, okay? So I'm super excited to find out what team I'm on, and the goal is just to beat Alan's team at this point. For everyone, it's just to beat Alan's team, unless you're on Alan's team. Then you don't want to beat Alan. But there you go, guys. Those are the books I am planning on reading. It is a big stack. I don't know if I'll get to these. Maybe not. We'll see. I should have the time to read, so let's see if I make it a priority. Let me know in the comments down below if you're participating in the Shelf Space Readathon, and if you are, like, what book are you so excited to get to? If you're not participating, let me know what book you're excited to get to in the month of June. And if you want to leave an emoji, leave a book stack emoji, because this is literally a huge stack that I have right here. So there you go, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, happy reading. Bye.